Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. We're going to be talking about the triple hop for distance, which is a functional outcome tool that's really good at measuring lower extremity strength, power, and proprioception. Amani, as my student, you have seen it being used as one of my athletes, and so we've been able to look and calculate how one leg differs from the other. There's a lot of literature right now stating about looking at progressive return to play for ACL athletes, so looking at their injured leg and non-injured leg, and finding out the percentage of what one is compared to the other. So it's a really good return to play criteria tool, and so today I'm going to teach you guys about that. Cool?
Yeah.
So first of all, something to note is that we should all be in shorts. It's something that we are doing, not actual testing, but for actual testing we'll have our patient in shorts and in normal athletic attire. So if they're used to wearing cleats, we should do it outside for soccer players on the grass, so that way we know if they're ready to return to play. Because if you do it on tile, it doesn't really make sense to return them to play in cleats on the grass, right? So for this, we're just going to be using, obviously not too specific athletes, so you guys can learn how to do it for your own patients. So shorts, sneakers, t-shirts, anything you normally participate in is often required. And then you always want to warm them up. Amani, you did that a little bit today, and Clayton, I saw you running around. So those are really good things to help build up the muscle, get them ready to go, and so that we can decrease our injuries. So, who would like to go first? I guess, Clayton, that's you. All right, so the point of this test is we're going to do 3 consecutive hops. Let me move the camera a little bit. Okay. You're going to do 3 consecutive hops on this tape measure here on the ground. They have to be consecutive, so what we're going to do is, let's say your left leg is injured, okay? So we'll always start with your patients doing the dominant, or the uninjured leg. So for you, if your left side's injured, we're going to start on the right side. You're going to do 3 consecutive hops in a row, and the last hop, you have to hold and balance on that one leg for at least 3 seconds. That way we can measure your distance. So each leg we'll do 3 times, and we're going to do right, then left, then right, then left, then right, then left. That way we can avoid fatigue. Make sense?
Sounds good.
When you land, one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to wobble. So not too much wobbling. You can't take a step forward. You can't take a step back. Put any other body part on the ground, and that's going to be a scratch, so we'll have to redo it.
Okay.
Sound like a plan?
Yep.
Great. So for the purpose of this assignment, I'm going to be moving the camera around so we can see the floor. Oh gosh, this is complicated. All right, Clayton, when you're ready, you're going to start with your toes on the line. Great. And you're going to go and hop 3 times consecutively. All right, so you fell that time. So that'll be a scratch. So let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. Good job. Excellent. So then you would come over here, and you would measure it, and then the other person would do it, and you would be at 13 feet and 9 inches. So that would be your dominant leg.
Sweet.
All right, let me go ahead and move this down. Perfect. All right, Amani. So what we're going to have you have is your right leg is injured, so which leg are you going to start on?
I'm going to start on my left leg.
Excellent. Also, something to note for you guys is they can either have their hands on their hips, they can have them over their head or across their chest, whatever they like, but it has to be consistent for all trials, right? So please feel free to you can swing your arms, get momentum, or whatever you need to do, but you have to do that every time. Okay, so go ahead on your uninjured leg and hop 3 consecutive times and hold. And hold it there. Good. Well, this is an excellent example of something that we wanted to talk about. They have to be very consecutive hops. So you can't have a hop and then a stop and a hop and a stop. So what you did a little bit was you did hop, hop, hop. So for the purpose of this, we have to do 3 consecutive. So in the line of the camera, what this is going to look like is going to go hop, 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 3 consecutive hops. So why don't you go and try that again. And, oh, that would be a scratch. But you guys get the general idea. So you would do right then left, or obviously uninjured then injured, and then go back and forth. After this, what you would do is you would take all 3 scores, and you would divide the smallest by the biggest. So you get a percentage. So what we did for our one patient that I had, was she was post ACL, and she did this, and her injured leg was 50% of her other leg. So you can tell there's a lot of deficit in there. So we needed to focus on building that strength and building that power. So this time, the last thing we're going to do is I want you to critique each other.
Okay.
So when Amani goes, Clayton, I want you to be looking for 3 consecutive hops. I want to make sure, I want you to measure. I want you to look for that imbalance, and I want you to see and make sure that you know how to do it in case one of your patients goes through this.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
Okay, so Amani, you can do that perfect.
Okay. Let me go.
So I want you to instruct the patient as I instructed you in the beginning.
Okay.
Ready?
Clayton,
Doesn't matter which way.
we did your right leg already, so we're going to do your left leg to measure that one. You're going to hop 3 times consecutively, but you're going to hold at the end for 3 seconds. If you're going to swing your arms or do anything as far as like crossing them, putting them above your head, I want you to be consistent on each try. You're going to hop, and on the last one, I'm going to measure it, and then we're going to compare it to your right side.
Okay.
Up, and I measure. Good.
Perfect. So go and relax. Excellent. So, Ronnie, what did you look for in that scenario?
I looked to make sure he had 3 consecutive hops. I tried to make sure he was consistent with his arm movement if he was going to do anything. And I made sure he didn't put any other body part on the ground.
Perfect. Excellent. All right. Well, flop it out. Amani, go ahead and it's your turn to jump. And Clayton, I want you to do the same thing as Amani and instruct her as if she was your patient.
Okay. All right. So since we did your left leg, we're gonna hop on your right leg, which would be considered your injured leg. We're looking for 3 consecutive hops, so no pauses in between leans. If you're going to use your arms in any way, such as swing them, or if you're going to put them on your hips, across your chest, on your head, that's perfectly fine. We just want to make sure that we stay consistent throughout our 3 trials of our hops. So when you're ready, you can go ahead and start hopping. Whoa!
That's going to be bad.
So in this scenario, so if this is one of your patients,
That was gonna be
what
bad.
is something that you would instruct them on? Like, how would you just go about getting them ready to do the next session?
I would probably talk to them, ask them, what exactly happened here, and make sure that they're confident enough in that injured extremities to try and get them to attempt another round.
Excellent. And also, through all these functional tests, there is a chance that their injury will arise because they're using, functional movement. So if your patient does not feel comfortable doing it, that's okay. It's something that you can wait and reassess them when they feel more comfortable. So, Amani, would you like to go again?
I'll try it.
Okay.
Just because I'm not a quitter.
You got it.
All right,
Too much air.
This is an excellent note. It's excellent for us to see that a lot of times you build up speed. I know when I learned this over last weekend, there was a lot of people who got so much momentum that when they went to stop, it just propelled their body forward. A little bit what happened to you. So this is a good thing to teach your athletes is make sure it's controlled. We're not going for, obviously we are going for distance, but we're not looking to make any records. We're literally just looking to see if they've improved. So I won't have you try it again. That's 2 in a row there. But I hope you guys can take this and put it into your patient populations. I've used this. I know Sean Rogers, the men's basketball athletic trainer, has used this, and it's been very helpful to see for our patients. So thanks, guys, for being here. I hope you learned something.
All right, thank you.
Sure enough, thank you.